Okay, it's Thursday, December 29th. This is an end of the day SPY report. Today we end up with a green bar to the upside. We start above the midpoint of the prior day. We end up with a relatively strong green bar to the upside. What's interesting here is this is a 2-up bar, but I'm going to consider it a attempt to break out of that range we were talking about. We had the double inside bar range yesterday. We kind of failed at that point and went down, and then we start above the midpoint and head up. So we're really breaking above these 3 bars, and that should have been a powerful breakout to head towards these targets. But the thing is, we started from the bottom of the range, this pre-market range at the blue line to start the day. So we really didn't have enough time to reach our target. So what's interesting coming into tomorrow is while we expect continuation to the upside, you never know if this is going to be a failure to take out this high and then start lower tomorrow. It's possible. But for the moment, we did cross above the purple line. So on the weekly chart, that's the open of the week. We kind of have a slight open, green bar to start the session if we want to head up tomorrow. But in terms of one day to go in the week, we're still kind of inside of last week. So it's just been a pretty choppy, meaningless week where we kind of did nothing for the first couple of days. Then we had a failure up, and that was a nice trade yesterday. And today it was pretty clear starting from the midpoint of the prior day. And you can look here on the 15-minute chart. This is how we kind of judge what may be happening. We had the strong 15-minute bar going above the pre-market range high, followed through. So there's a buy signal right in here. We had one move up, pause, second move up on the day, and that's it. And then we went sideways for the rest of the day. And we're closing right here at a point where it's either a breakout that's going to hold and continue towards these targets for the, into tomorrow, or we're going to fail again and head lower. Now, to fail, we'll see where the pre-market range is, and ideally we're going to want to go below the midpoint of this bar, the same way we went above the midpoint of this red bar and kind of fail to the downside. All we're really doing is chopping around in here, but now it's interesting to see on this day that moved up directionally pretty strongly all day, but just to a point where it's a breakout level. So you can see it's pausing here. So now we're either going to pause and continue higher tomorrow, or we're going to fail. And if we fail again, then, this bar can become pretty weak, but it's just going to be a neutral bar, inside bar going into next week. And in terms of the monthly chart now, with one day to go in the month, essentially, it looks like time's run out to really hit this target. We had a potential 2-up failure. So what's going to happen going into January is we're going to start a whole new month, and we'll see what the open is and whether we're green or red. That'll kind of dictate the continuity. Let's say we start, first day of the month and we're green and heading up, we're going to have to play, the green, the upside going into next month, whereas kind of this month, for most of the month, we were pretty much biased to the downside whenever a good setup took place. So this month's coming to an end. We'll keep that in mind. But and the weekly chart really is just chopping around today. But what's interesting, like I said, to me, is this was a clear opportunity for a day trade to head, to the upside with a nice directional move. But now we're at that key breakout area. Normally, you'd see these triple highs and you expect it to really break out strongly above there and head to those targets. Since that happened earlier in the day and had a long way to go and it's pausing, we have to wait and determine, do we get continuation up tomorrow, or do we fail here below the purple line and head lower? Pre-market range will dictate that, opening range will dictate that, and we'll see what happens on the last day of the year tomorrow. But for now, today, nice green up day. That's the thing. When you have the choppiness going on in this whole range in here, we never really broke out one way or the other. That's why you can get some green to the upside that fails, goes down, red down, fails, we go up, green. So now are we going to just finally continue up, or is this going to fail a little bit and start down again? Price action, as always, will lead the way.